How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Daddy Dave, and this is a map tour for a new mod map on Farming Simulator 25 for all platforms called Welcome to Lehndorf. And we're going to start with the description from the mod hub, and it reads, Welcome to Lehndorf, the East German map Lehndorf for Farming Simulator in the Butzen district is a detailed and authentic game world that reflects the typical landscape and atmosphere of the region. It offers a realistic recreation of the rural life of Butzen, with picturesque fields, forests, and small villages. The center of the town is Pasditz, which is designed with traditional farms, agricultural buildings, and regional features. The map is ideal for players who want to experience East German flair and offer a variety of agricultural opportunities from fieldwork to animal husbandry, in an environment that reflects typical East German culture and nature. Features 20 fields, including 3 meadows, with a total of 358 hectares, ranging from 2.5 hectares to 61 hectares. There's something for everyone. Various sale points for all the products that can be produced on the map. Various locations to purchase products such as liquid manure, dung, seeds, lime, fertilizer. Production facilities for lime, seeds, mixed feed, and bottling plant for roots. The map offers a BGA, large cow farm, pig farm, and a small side farm, perfect for those who want to start small and want to get started in multiplayer. Extended soil angles for greater precision in tillage, real license plates installed, stubble destruction in lanes, multi-fruits from Falls Agrar. Animals, cows, pigs, sheep. Car dealer for workshop, or with workshop. Precision farming compatible. Missions, no wood transport, felling of dead trees, and smashing of rocks possible. You can get water from the 2 wells that cost money. All triggers are described with appropriate signs. In order to use all functions on the ACZ sites, you must purchase. Gas station on the LPG site, as well as the ACZ and the cow yard, must first be filled. The filling plant on the LPG site and the lime production plant on the BGA site can only be filled using the front loader or telehandler. Have fun farming in Lehndorf. This is a European map created by Frankenpower and is 420.63 megabytes to download for all platforms. Now, it doesn't say that there are mods that are required for this map, but upon installing this, it did require me to install a mod. So I didn't take note of what mod it was, but just note there are mods required, even though it's not listed here. If we take a look at the map, this is what it looks like. We start out by owning farmlands number 1, 12, 19, 22. 1 is a wheat field ready to harvest. 12 is a wheat field ready to harvest. 19 is a grass field that is ready to harvest. And 22 is our main starting farm. You cannot buy all areas in the map, and the purchasing prices of the fields do vary. So for the most part, these are very large fields. If we take a look, 811,000 for this one, 1.2 million, 1.3, 781, 2.9, 1.8, 3.6, 1.4, 1.3, and 403,000. So extremely expensive. Like you're barely getting anything less than $400,000. It's very, very expensive to purchase anything on this map. So it's going to take you a while to get there. We do not start with any animal pens. Contracts are available on this map. We do start out by owning a couple of production points, and there are some that are available base map. And if you go and purchase some specific locations, you will be able to get more production points. They're just kind of hidden in the background. And then if we go here under statistics, there are collectibles on this map, 50 of them to be precise. If we take a look at mods specific to this map, starting in the buy menu, there's no mods or DLCs tab here, so no mods specific to this map under the buy menu. And then if we take a look under the build menu, there's nothing under buildings, productions, animals, decorations, or landscaping. So there are no mods specific to this map. Now we do start here at the starting farm, so let's take a look at some of their starting equipment. We go to the vehicles tab, we own a Kachar HDS 918-4M. That's it. All we own is this power washer. So you're starting out with next to nothing. I mean, really, you have nothing. So let's go ahead and make our way around. Check out the map. So starting out over here, right here, we have the LPG gas station. That's a buy point. Let's see, I think it's over here. Open this door. We have a repair trigger right there. Over here, we have the LPG seed production. We have our input right here. Open this door. Our wrench is here, and we can make seeds using things such as wheat, sorghum, sunflowers, soybeans, canola, barley, oat, and corn, plus herbicide water will get us our seeds. And then I believe we come out the back here and open this door. This is our output for our production right there. Go in here. We have our silo right here. Open this door. Over here. Oh, there it is. We have the LPG filling station. So what this is we can take our things like our seeds, we can make our pig feed, potatoes, and red beets, and basically turn them into palleted products. So inputs here and outputs over here. And then around this side here, we have our sleep trigger. Now we're going to make our way across the street, because thankfully, right over here is where the shop is. Whoops. Right over here. So right here, repair trigger. Right there, shop trigger right here. And we're going to go ahead and lease us out a vehicle. Let's go ahead and get one of these. All right, so pull out just a little bit. So around this side here, we have the Lehndorf Farms Market sell point. Across the street, we have the Lehndorf's shop sell point. And to my left is the water purchase station buy point. So just over here, we stop and take a look at the map. Stop right here. So we started here at the main farm area, went across the street to the shop trigger repair trigger, leased out a vehicle to get around in, and we came over here to the Lehndorf Farmers Market, across the street to Lehndorf Shop, then the water purchase station Fountain 1. We then came down and over to farmland number 32, 86,592 to purchase. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Purchase, and then we get a pop-up there. We get another silo tucked away in here. So purchase the land, you get yourself a silo. And now we're going to head off towards the east. Now coming up here to my right is our next point of interest. This is going to be farm number 2. Purchasing farmland number 31 for $233,208. Go ahead and do that. And now we have all this. Starting out with a cow barn with room for 10 cows. You start out with 0. Our milk comes out here, slurry here, and feed can be brought in this door right here. And I believe you can blow straw in here as well. Manure heap right here. Let's see, I believe... nope, this wasn't it. Pig barn right over here. Room for 24 pigs. Feed goes here, and slurry comes out here. And another pig barn. Room for 16 pigs. Feed goes here. Animals can be loaded here. Slurry comes out there. And then just behind the main farm is a sheep pasture with room for 93 sheep. Water goes here, feed goes here, and I don't recall seeing a kind of spawn point for the wool. And oh, it's buried right there. You can kind of make it out. Yeah, so that is the spawn point for the wool and the milk if you have goats. The wool and, yeah, goat's milk. There we go. Heading down the road a little more, you will see that some of the fields here do have static animals. Not static animals, but some of the static farms have animated animals. Alright, now over here, again, looking at the map, purchase farmland number 28 for $592,944. Go ahead and do that. We get a couple of production points that pop up. So over here, we have the biogas plant. Now it's just a normal biogas plant. We got things such as manure, silage, slurry, and sugar beets cut. And we get all the various outputs that we're used to getting. Solid inputs here. Liquid output right there. And liquid input is... where did I find it? There it is, right over there. Right behind me is the VEB lime production. So we can put stones in, get lime out. Input here and output right there. Run back over to the truck. Get turned around. Uh-oh. I was able to get into the field, but I can't get out. I entered at the exact right place, apparently. Alright, so now, head off in this direction. As we're continuing to the north, our next point of interest will be coming up here shortly. Off to my right coming up here, that is our grass field here. And if I slow down right here, we can purchase farmland number 27 for $84,600. And now we have access to this bunker silo right here. So it kind of complements our grass area right here. And it's a pretty decent sized bunker silo. Continuing down the road. All right, right in here straight back there, that is the herbicide purchasing station. That is a buy point. Then if we get back in the truck, open up the gate. Directly in front of me is the VEB potatoes and beets sell point. And then back here, this is the VEB factory. You can purchase this for $350,000. If we go ahead and do that, you'll see well worth your money. $350,000, and you can come up with all sorts of different products here on the map. Tons and tons of different products. They also require a bunch of new ins, or not new, but ins and outs. Input here, and output on the side, right here. Now we have to head all the way out towards the western portion of the map, so let's go ahead and head out that way. As we continue out in this direction, we should start seeing our next point of interest coming up here. Right over here, slow down. Go down this little 2-track right. Oops. I'm stuck. There we go. Little 2-track right about here. We'll stop. And we'll again purchase the next area. Farmland number 11 for $201,960. Go ahead and purchase that. You can see we have now bought a cow pasture with room for 422 cows. Water goes in there, feed goes in the center over there. Oops. All right, so now get around the vehicle. Alright, so now we need to purchase our next area, farmland number 25, for $276,288. You'll see all these now pop up. Now, everything here is going to start with ACZ, so I'm just going to call out everything beyond the ACZ. So this is the herbicide purchase station, also known as the ACZ herbicide purchase station. The liquid fertilizer buy point. Let's see, I think it was this door. Bale and pallet storage in here. And a fuel tank right here. Seed purchasing station right here. The mixed feed for pigs right here. So you can make your pig feed using this. Let's see, so I believe, if I remember correctly, the input, and output are right there. And then, nope, I need to go in the back. Fertilizer purchase station is right here. And then in here is our next point of interest. No, wrong room. Wrong. Here is our next point of interest. This is the output for the next production. It is the mixed feed for cows production point. So you make your TMR here, and input goes right here. Oh, and that's the output for the storage. That's right over there. Nope, wrong way. Okay, now we're going to come up to this intersection, make a left. And come up to the gate right here. And now we're going to purchase farmland number 24 for $626,016. Go ahead and do that. And we are here at farm number 3. Now there are 3 cow barns here, here, and there. All of them are identical, so I'm just going to show off the one and we'll go through the rest of them. So we have room for 250 cows in each barn. Feed goes down there. Slurry here. Now each one of these barns has a corresponding output for your slurry. So you can see stall number 1. That was stall 3, I believe. I think this one's number 1. Yeah, cow barn number 1. Manure heap back here. And milk triggers are all right here. So 1, 2, and 3. Fuel tank right here. And bale and pallet storage right here. And actually, I think I misspoke about there being multiple slurry points. I think all the slurry collects in here, perhaps? So I don't see any other slurry points. Yeah, no, I don't see any other slurry points. So maybe it all collects in this one location, similar to the manure? Perhaps. Get turned back around. Head out in this direction. All right, coming up here. Make a right. And behind the gate there is the VEB Dairy sell point. So coming around the corner here. Directly in front of me is the VEB Slurry Purchase Station. Back here is the VEB Manure Purchase Station. And tucked away in here, the VEB Bale Sales Sell Point. We head out west a little bit more. So right here, open this up, and we purchased farmland number 30 for $53,928. Go ahead and do so. And this is the, LPG slurry storage tank. Backtrack just a little ways. Head off in this direction. And coming up right here, we'll stop. Purchase farmland number 23. And now we have an additional bunker silo. Going down the road again, just a little ways. And here we are at farm number 4. So again, let's take a look. Farmland number 29 can be purchased for $305,639. And we have a pair of pig barns. Again, identical, so all I'll do is go over the one. Feed goes here. Can open it, can see inside if you want. Over here, we have the purchasing point for your animals. Room for 250 of them. Slurry comes out here. One large manure trough way in the back. And that is it for this farm. Again, secondary. Same amount of pigs can go in here. Now we'll continue to head down south. Actually, we'll just drive the truck in here. All right, to my right there, that is the VEB liquid fertilizer buy point. Over here is the grain industry sell point. The VEB gas station. The seeds buy point, seed purchasing station. The fertilizer purchasing station and lime purchasing station. All right. Exit out of here, pull next door. Open up, and around this corner here is the animal dealer. Now you can come to this location and you can purchase your animals directly using this icon here or any of the same icons at any of the pens and pastures you have listed around the map. If you use this icon directly, though, you will incur an additional fee. That fee is associated to a delivery fee. The animal dealer is taking the animals from this location and delivering them to wherever your pens and pastures are located across the map. And to kind of give a little bit of context, an adult cow costs an additional $100 per adult cow. If we were to fill up this entire thing, 250 head of cattle, it'd be an extra 25 grand, and that wouldn't even fill it up. So you're going to be spending quite a bit of money on that delivery fee. If you want to save that delivery fee, bring an animal trailer and park it within this hazard box area here. Then use the animal dialog box. The animals will then load into the trailer rather than go into any of the pens and pastures around the map, and you'll be able to save that delivery fee. And now back to the truck to see our last point of interest, which is just down the street. Right here, the water purchasing point. And that's it. That is everything here for Welcome to Lehndorf. Now it's time to render my opinion, let you know what I think. 0 to 5 scale as per usual. This is a map that is kind of a push for me. So the color palette, really like it. The terrain is not really much for me. It's relatively flat for the most part. There's slight waves and undulations throughout parts of the map, but it's not much to kind of break up the sight lines. Now, what does do a very heavy lifting on sight line management in this particular map are the trees that line the kind of road network. So as you're traveling around, you get all these trees that are just kind of tunneling you and focusing your vision inwards rather than you wanting to kind of draw your attention out and seeing out into that kind of expansive area. So it helps to kind of mitigate the render loss that you will see if you don't have powerful enough equipment. You can't expand out the rendering circle or whatever the case may be. But for the most part, it's just not necessary for me. It's yeah, it's very, very large fields, so it's really hard as a content creator to enjoy the large field maps. Not saying that they're bad or anything. I'm not saying that this is bad. Just one of those where, again, just not necessarily a map for me. So trying to put all things in consideration, 3 out of 5. It's got some goods, got some bads, but nothing to really kind of denote quote unquote bad. Just my kind of scaling at this point. But yeah, it's just a little bit too flat for me. It seems very realistic, and that's part of the reason why it's. You know what? Let me rewind a little bit. I'm gonna adjust things on the fly. I was gonna give this a 3. I'll give it a 3.5, because looking at the buildings and stuff that are a part of this map, I mean, it looks real. Like, it looks legit. Like, I've never been to East Germany, so I don't know if this is a fair representation, but it's one of those where, okay, I could kind of see it. I can see the influences on the buildings and the architecture that would make it seem kind of fit the kind of area that they're trying to portray. So, yeah, 3.5. I'll give it a little bit above average. Just simply because you've got pretty much every single building has been touched on this particular map. There's no kind of general use from base items or anything along those lines. This is pretty much a 100% from scratch kind of build, which I can give a little bit of extra for that one, because the map maker themselves did put in a little bit extra work. So I will 100% give them that. So yeah, 3.5 out of 5. I think that's pretty fair, but I hope you enjoyed this map tour. If you did, please show me about liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things. The algorithms enjoy you doing the show to engage with this channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Take care.